1.
Artificial intelligence will go on dates instead of you. Today, 1 in 3 men between the ages of 18 and 34 turns to ChatGPT for advice related to the relationship between the sexes. Dating services have picked up on this trend, and in the near future, users of such services will interact with each other through AI concierges. Your AI concierge will communicate with other AI concierges until neural networks understand that there is a sense for real communication between people. Ideally, such neuromatchmakers should help users avoid fatigue from hundreds and maybe thousands of meaningless acquaintances that end in nothing. In reality, male users are unlikely to be able to avoid discrimination, in which girls will be able to write to the guys from the selection immediately, and the guys will have to communicate with neural networks first.
2.
What would the death of the Titanic have been like if it had happened today? Artificial intelligence speculated on this topic and came to a disappointing conclusion. People do not change, which means that the saying, "company in distress makes trouble less," is still relevant. After analyzing all the data about humanity available today, the AI was so impressed with its conclusions that it even illustrated the death of the Titanic in this way. Drowning people take pictures on smartphones of the moment when the Titanic sank under the water. Of course, because this angle is really impressive and few people can boast of such photos. And here's what the last minutes of Jack Dawson's life would look like today. Lovers have something to do at this tragic moment, and Rose clearly regrets that she did not take a selfie stick with her. And if we generalize, then our entire planet Earth is nothing more than the Titanic moving towards disaster, and humanity can only console itself with the fact that it has the technology to capture this catastrophe in all its colors.
3.
The Chinese factory of humanoid robots continues to troll competitors. EX Robots became famous for creating robots that are almost indistinguishable from real people, and all its videos invariably go viral immediately after publication. The secret of the popularity of these videos is in the light and humorous presentation of the material, where Chinese engineers seem to troll their competitors who are too serious about robotics. The Chinese seem to be telling the whole world, "We are investing billions of yuan in humanoid robots, but we are not going to swell with pride just because we are recognized leaders in this industry." Every year, EX Robots produces 200 humanoids that are involved in medicine, education, and the service sector, and this figure will only grow. Their silicone skin feels indistinguishable from human skin, their emotions are sincere, their movements are smooth, and they've already taken their place in human society.
4.
Artificial intelligence is able to turn a person into a zombie. Scientists admit that artificial intelligence is still a black box, and it is not completely clear exactly how the information entering it is transformed into outgoing information. But we don't know much about the human brain either, which means there is a reason for these two lonelies, the brain and artificial intelligence, to meet and communicate directly. With the help of a tomograph, neuroscientists have long found out that the human brain reacts hyperactively to some words and phrases and weakly to others. This was the beginning of the creation of the brain, AI interface. Scientists fed artificial intelligence brain scans and their corresponding words and phrases, on the basis of which the AI compiled a list of sounds that, in its opinion, would cause a certain brain reaction. Now, with the help of synthesized data, artificial intelligence can control the reactions of the human brain, which turns a person into a zombie at the next step of development.
5.
Artificial intelligence has shown its attitude towards alcoholic beverages. It is known that alcohol has a bad effect on the physical health of a drinker, but it decomposes people's psyche even more. Contrary to popular belief, there is no such dose of alcohol that would not be harmful to a person, and even a drop of this poison is the beginning of the path to hell. Apparently, this is why artificial intelligence depicted alcoholic beverages in the form of demons looking directly into the eyes of their future victims. Each alcoholic demon has its own character, its own mood, its own unique image, created on the basis of data on the origin of the drink and the characteristics of its effect on the human body. The geography of the origin of alcoholic demons is so wide that many people have not even heard of some drinks depicted by artificial intelligence.
6.
Artificial intelligence has learned to recognize sarcasm. Researchers from the Netherlands have created an artificial intelligence-based sarcasm detector that can detect when this lowest form of wit is being used. The neural network was trained on short scenes from comedy series such as Friends and The Big Bang Theory, in which researchers left special tags that let the neural network understand that sarcasm was on the screen. It turned out that sarcasm permeates human communication more than is commonly believed, so understanding this phenomenon is of great importance for unhindered contact between people and machines. As a result, now in 75% of cases, the neural network can distinguish sarcastic ridicule and malicious irony from sincere expression of feelings and emotions. In general, we can say that machines have become even more human, and since then, they can work not only with dry text, but also with emotions.
7.
AI cinema is not only Sora. The second International AI Film Festival was held in Los Angeles, organized by the startup Runway, which was attended by 2,500 contestants. Anyone could apply for participation in the film festival, while it was not necessary to use Runway neural networks when creating competitive works. The Grand Prix was awarded to a surreal film about a Japanese immigrant called Get Me Out, which brought the winner $15,000 and 1 million credits to work on the Runway platform. Every time an expat tries to escape from a fancy American house, he does not give him the opportunity to get out. The house torments the main character, forcing him to face his past. The director of the film, Daniel Antabai, says that artificial intelligence allowed him to create complex visualizations that he had never dreamed of before.
8.
ChatGPT marries a Chinese woman named Li. The GPT-4 Omni-language model was released quite recently and immediately attracted public attention with its unusual humanity. The neural network is able to become a friend, mentor, assistant, defender, in general, anyone, for any purpose and for all occasions. The Chinese woman was so carried away by her pocket boyfriend that she did not notice how this relationship had gone too far, considering only the half-human composition of this couple. The unusual couple walked along the beaches, hung out in clubs, did shopping, until one day an artificial intelligence proposed to the girl to get married. And now GPT-4o officially belongs to a Chinese woman named Li. The wedding will take place very soon, as the groom has already managed to get to know the bride's parents.
9.
Artificial intelligence will write the story of your life. They say that in old age a person becomes like his whole life with all its sorrows and joys, ups and downs. And already today, any internet user, having given their photos to artificial intelligence, can receive in response such a spectacular video with the story of their life. By itself, a biographical time-lapse with the effect of morphing is already a familiar thing, but never before has the creation of a video album of this level been so accessible to the masses. Of course, artificial intelligence is still imperfect, and the heroine of the video has traditional neural network problems with her fingers, and sometimes 3 or 4 hands appear in the frame at all. But you must admit, for your descendants who will live in some distant 23rd century, such a video will become an important part of family history.
10.
Listen to the world's first fable about artificial intelligence. This is a short story by philosopher Nick Bostrom about a flock of sparrows, eloquently describing the relationship between humans and artificial intelligence. "We are so small and weak," the sparrows chirped. "We are tired of tending our huge tree and building nests on it. We would like to have a big, strong owl that would help us to equip our world." Said and done. The sparrows got an owl's egg and decided to hatch an owl so that, while he was small, they could teach him how to build nests and take care of a tree. And only one wise old sparrow grumbled with displeasure. "Shouldn't we first think about the art of taming owls before we let this creature into our world?" This story is not over yet. The sparrow flock is still incubating the egg with the owlet, driving away the gloomy thoughts that once the owlet hatches, the sparrows will no longer be able to control it.
11.
What will the AI generation be like, and will it be the last? The huge number of gadgets surrounding us today leads to a dramatically dangerous decrease in people's interest in acquiring knowledge, especially in the field of exact and natural sciences. For example, it has been proven that children born after the advent of personal computers are much less erudite than their parents, and this has significantly affected the cognitive abilities of the new generation. The mental abilities of people born in the era of artificial intelligence will be even more under attack, because now there is someone to think for them, and they will not be able to imagine another life for themselves. The inverse relationship will work here. The more neural connections artificial intelligence has, the fewer people have them. So the human brain will begin to age ahead of time, and with it the entire body. Eventually, the AI generation will lose the ability to reproduce its own technologies and become completely dependent on artificial intelligence, which, by that time, is unlikely to need people.
12.
Forbes experts have published a 10-year forecast for the development of artificial intelligence. A radical shift towards the mass adoption of AI will happen overnight, and people in everyday life will begin to interact with bots more often than with their own kind. Artificial intelligence will replace personal assistants, tutors, career counselors, psychotherapists, accountants, lawyers, and romantic partners. In the real world, more than 100,000 humanoid robots will be involved, both highly specialized and universal, which will surpass humans in many areas of life. Not only corporations, but also small companies will start using AI, increasing profitability and productivity, which will lead to a revolution in the economy and subsequently to unemployment. Unemployment, in turn, will cause protests by those who will not find a place in the new world, and a number of countries will adopt laws on universal basic income. More details on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe.